Hi, I'm Chris with My Green Earth, and I'm here with Kyle Smith at GeoComfort and Intertech.
Hi there.
How are you?
Intertech, I do sales support and do a lot of marketing objectives with Intertech as well.
Great. I've heard a lot about geothermal, and I'm thinking about building a house. I want to build a dome house,
Okay.
be more efficient, and I would like to do geothermal because I've heard it is more efficient. Can you tell me how it works?
Absolutely. Actually, geothermal is 70 up to 70% more efficient than any other type of heating and cooling system for your home. The EPA recognizes geothermal heating and cooling as the very best way to heat and cool a home as far as efficiencies goes. Um, Actually, geothermal is indirectly solar energy. So with the sun beating down on the earth, the earth actually stores energy. And at that point, we take that energy and convert it and bring it into the home with a loop pattern.
Great. Can you tell me about the loops?
Yeah, absolutely. Over here, you'll see about four different loop patterns. There's really almost five nowadays. But there's a couple different ways to do it. We do need land mass, not a lot, which with the first one is generally the most inexpensive type of loop pattern. Generally just because of competition. You'll be able to install this loop pattern with a backhoe or track hoe, anybody locally with that. So there's that one. A vertical system is where we actually use a well drilling truck, just like any other type of freshwater system for your home. We use the exact same truck, and they need about 15 feet of spacing in between. Um, there's another pattern, the pond loop pattern, whereas if you're within 500 to 900 feet distance from a pond or a body of water, river, lake, and it's 9 feet deep, you can actually run a trench line to a pond and then sink the coils down into the bottom of the pond and take that energy from the pond to your home.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then there's the last one, which is open loop process, where if you have again, any body of water by your home or a spring or a good fed well, you can actually take that energy from the well and bring it back into the home, and that's generally our most efficient type of loop pattern. Here you're adding a few more pumps and you're doing some wear and tear on the pumps, but as far as installation goes, open loop is the cheapest one we can most likely do.
So if you're in a typical neighborhood, probably your vertical loop is your best bet.
Yeah, if you're in a subdivision, with the general acre of land or so, most likely a vertical system is going to work. Possibly what's not on here, a directional bore, which I just had done at my house. It's the same machine that they send cables and power lines underneath roads and bring them up on the other side. Same thing, same machine. They just bring down the auger down through the earth, bring it up on the other side. We hook onto the loop, we bring it back, and bring it back to the machine. So it actually makes just a big arc underneath the ground, and we can actually even go underneath a house or a swimming pool, and on one side of the house and bring it up underneath. So it just makes a big arc underneath the house.
So with these loops, how durable are they? Is it something that breaks often or can break, or is it something that if it breaks, it's not that big of a deal to
Well,
fix?
that's a really good question, actually. They have a lifetime warranty on the loops. We don't use glue fittings or anything like that. They're all fused. It's a polyethylene type of material. So no rotting, and like I said, we fuse everything so there's no glue, no abrasions, no nothing. It's just all earth-friendly, actually, application.
Okay, and I guess that leads us into the next part. How is geothermal green?
Well, actually, geothermal doesn't run on any fossil fuels. Um, it doesn't use natural gas, propane, which is our highest cost, or heating oil, which was in the home that we recently purchased at our house here. We just ripped that out and put a geothermal system in, and on heating oil, we paid $700 every 4 to 5 months, plus electric bills. So with geothermal, we're running on only electric. therefore we're not burning gases into the atmosphere. We're not letting emit gases into the atmosphere as well. So that's pretty much the overall benefits of geothermal on that end.
So basically, you're just running a fan. You're not having to run a compressor.
We are running a compressor,
Okay.
but that's only for the energy cycle that is needed to get the home to temperature. So back to your question about how does geothermal work, I probably didn't answer that fully, but with the indirect solar rays that the sun is putting into the earth, that's generally making the earth on average probably 45 to 70 degrees in North America. So we're on average here, we're taking about 55 degrees in the St. Louis area, and we'll take that energy from 55 to the 70 or so degree that somebody's wanting in their home. So instead of in the dead of winter when it's 30 degrees out, let's say, and going from 30 to 70, we're actually going from 55 to 70, or in the summer from 90 to 70. So the unit's actually working half as hard.
Okay, so you're just really changing things 15, 20 degrees.
Right.
Rather than
with that energy from the earth, and then actually these loop patterns actually send a antifreeze type mixture through the earth and bringing it back up to the unit to make that heat transfer process, and it goes through a heat transfer coil that has refrigerant on the outside and flows the water through the inside, and then that's where you get your heat transfer.
Okay, so one of the big savings is when it's 20 degrees out and you want your house at 70. In traditional heating and cooling, you've got to warm the air 50 degrees.
Right.
Okay, and this, you're warming it a few degrees, and you're not using Freon or R132.
Right. Yeah, and we're not burning any fossil fuels on that end. You know, that's more of those costs whenever you're taking that lower temperature up to where you desire in the home. We're actually then at that point you'll be burning those fossil fuels. On the summer months, you'll be burning electricity from that outdoor condensing unit. So taking the 90-degree temperature to where or 100 plus to where you want to go with it in the home. So.
Okay. Hi, this is Chris with Kyle. We wanted to do a quick follow-up.
You only need as much as your house is necessary for. You could get by with a very, very small front or backyard. With a vertical bore loop, for example, you only need 15 feet away from the foundation of the home and 15 feet apart from each loop there is. So that's necessary.
45 feet total.
Yeah. I mean, it's just 15 feet away from the house, another, a few feet away from that. So
if you're really interested in geothermal, go to an installer and talk to him, and he'll help you figure out exactly what you need.
Exactly. Go see one of our dealers or contractors. Also, we have a software system that we have created for them, which they plug in all the information about your home, how it faces, how big the windows are, how good your insulation is, and they'll be able to calculate exactly what size of unit you'll need for the home, what parts, and then they'll also be able to tell you what your fuel costs are going to be with other systems as well. So it's actually like a big calculator. It's kind of like you plug in your numbers as far as what's your cost now with propane, for example, or if you were to switch to natural gas. So you get the information and you plug it into give it to the contractor, and he plugs it in for you. It's not a system that we provide the numbers, that you provide the numbers so they're fair and accurate.
Okay, great. Is that it?
That's about all I can do for today.
Okay. I'd like to let you know this is going to be broken up into a couple of different videos, so watch for part 2 coming soon.